old familiar score. I know it well, the melody. It's funny how a theme becomes a favorite dream. A dream that brought you so close to me. I know each word because I heard that song before. The lyrics said forevermore, forevermore a memory. Please let them play it again, and I'll remember just when I heard that lovely song before.
Hello, sweet angels of the internet. Oh my goodness. Today is a beautiful sunny day in Paris. I just got back a few days ago, and every time I arrive at Charles de Gaulle airport in Paris, I get this overwhelming feeling, almost emotional, of this is where I'm meant to be, like this is my home. And you think after like 9-10 years of living here that would subside. But every time I arrive, I just get this feeling of, wow, like this is my place. And I just want to start this video by saying to you, if you're an artist or a person and you feel a bit lost in life right now, maybe you're just not at the right place, you know? Like maybe it's not you, maybe it's your environment, and it's never too late to move away, move on in order to move into your full potential. I know for me, growing up, I always sort of felt a little bit out of place. I was the last child in the family, and I think arriving into an environment where everything is already sort of set up for you, in a sense, like there's already that family that is created and you're the last child. I think in some ways we can sort of fall into being, you know, the comfort child, or the one that is just sort of assimilating to what's already there. And I think that for a lot of us, we sort of have to move away to truly find ourselves. And I think that's something that I really realized coming back to Paris this time around. I was in the States, in Florida, for the holidays. And it's always really beautiful to see my family, spend time with my family. But I'm also so happy every time that I come home. I never feel like, oh, like, what if I still lived there? And I think that that's a true sentiment of building a life somewhere else. And so, yeah, I'm super excited to share with you guys in this video the new chapter in Paris, the new era in Paris. I think you can start a new era at any time. I'm not really one for New Year's resolutions, but this last December I was sharing with you guys that to end out the new year, I made this wish jar in which I wrote 13 wishes, and every day I would burn one without looking at it. So basically I wrote on a piece of paper 13 wishes on separate pieces of paper, put it in the jar, and then every day I would take one and burn it. And then on the last day, the last wish that that you pull is basically the one that you're responsible for. I'm not going to tell you guys which one I'm responsible for, because of course it's the one where I'm like, of course it would be this wish that I'm responsible for. Oh my goodness. And I know a lot of you guys were doing this with me, and it's crazy because some of the wishes already came to fruition. And I just want to encourage you guys that no matter where you are and what stage in your life you're at, I think it's really important to write down the things that you desire, the things that you want to bring into your life, because I think that it's a beautiful reminder to yourself, and it sort of like clicks into your subconscious. And I'm going to share with you guys some of the big things that have come true already, which is crazy. We're only like in the second week of January. But the first really big thing that I want to share is that this Friday, the first single in my new sort of musical era came out. The song is called Imaginaire, and if you like these little songs that I play on my piano, I think you'll really like this song. It's a duet that I wrote about being sort of in a relationship with somebody and feeling like you're drifting apart and like you're their imaginary friend. At the time, I was editing the Instaplay, and that version of the Instaplay, that season of the Instaplay, was basically all about breakups. And so I was really inspired by that. And it's a really touching and I think nostalgic song in both French and English. So please go listen to it. I would just love to hear what you guys think about it. I don't have a label. I'm sort of doing this all on my own with some help from some friends. And so having like this community to share it with can really be like such a big inspiration to me and encouragement to me. So if you like my videos, if you like what I do, I would just really love it if you take like 2 minutes to go listen to the song. I think what's also interesting about the song, and you'll also see in the music video, is it can be applied to many other relationships, not just romantic relationships, but sort of being on that journey of, you know, being close to somebody and then losing that person. There's a line in the song that's like, I feel that you're there, but I cannot see you. And as I was editing the music video, which comes out this Friday, I was really inspired by also the idea of having like a close family member that maybe you lost. And for me, when I wrote it, I was thinking more in terms of relationships, but yeah, the music video is kind of epic. I'm really excited about it. A few years ago, I made this cardboard Cadillac, and I was able to use it in the music video and sort of use the idea of a relationship as sort of like a car wreck, you know. It's like that feeling of being best friends. There's a line that's like, we were best of friends, but now on imaginaire, like we were best friends and now we're imaginary friends. And the chorus is like, have you cried about me from the top of the stairs? And it's just been really fun collaborating with people. This last year, that was one of the big things I wanted to push myself to do, because as an artist, I feel like a lot of times in my life I have isolated myself because I thought that going towards other people and working with other people would mean compromise, and it does in a sense, but at the same time there's so many beautiful things that come from that. So yeah, like I said, please go listen to it. Let me know in the comments what you think. You can pause this video and come back to it. It's a 3-minute song, and the song is in French and English, so that's why I really wanted to make a music video so I could put the captions in for you guys. But yeah, it's one of my favorite things I've made so far, and yeah, I'm super excited for all the other songs I'm going to share, like punk rock songs and all that stuff. So yeah, that's the first big thing that I wanted to share, as well as something that I wrote in my wish jar. Y'all, you have to do the wish jar. The wish jar comes true, because we're not even in the second week of January, and I just got, well, let me start by saying that, you know, since I bought this apartment last year, one of the big compromises that I sort of had to make in the beginning was deciding not to have an art studio because, you know, I'm paying off a mortgage, and I decided that this would be sort of like my home art studio. But a part of that is also missing having that community aspect, you know, like we hear a lot in the media about not having third places, and I work from home, so I don't really have a third place. And if you don't know what third place is, basically like, you know, you have your home life, your job life, and then, you know, in society today, we don't really have as many third places that we used to. Like people used to go to the movies more, they used to go to the cinema more, and that's how you sort of get socialized and meet up with people. It's funny, I was actually talking to my mom about how like when she was younger, she used to go into the drive-in movies. And she said that in between movies, people would just like play frisbee with each other, and that's how like you would meet people. And so anyway, I put in my wish jar, one of my wishes, I think I can say it now because it's come true. One of my wishes was to find a creative place, a creative community. And before the new year, I had applied to a few residencies, but kind of like dreaming big, you know. I really dreamed of having sort of like a musical residency, a space where I could collaborate with other artists, and use like sort of a practice space or something like that. And I just got the email yesterday that I was accepted for a musical residency at Le Monde d'Oeuvre, And basically they allow you to come and use like a fully equipped rehearsal space, as well as you get to record with a sound engineer, and you're also like expected to be a part of like the community events and things like that. And I'm so excited because it's also free, which is crazy, because like I said, I have to pay like a mortgage, and just having this opportunity and being able to have a space to actually like hone my craft as an artist and put on a live show, like that is so big to me, and that is something I put in my wish jar. And I wasn't expecting to get selected for that because, like I said, I just started doing music last year. I don't have a label, kind of by my own choice as well, because I am like a rebel in the sense of like I don't want anyone telling me how to do anything. And you know, I've sort of gotten where I've gotten today by not following the rules, in the sense of like I don't want somebody telling me what to do. And yeah, so that is a really big wish that came true from the wish jar. I'd also love to hear from you guys if you also have done the wish jar. How are things going, you know? And what's also really cool about that is another thing that I put in my wish jar is I put in my wish jar that for my channel this year, my YouTube channel, I really wanted to invite artists over to my house, my apartment, and have sessions where we talk. Like basically my mom gave me this idea, like shout out to mom. I was like, I really want to have people over and like, you know, jam, or maybe like, you know, do a podcast or something. And she's like, you should call it Paris Artist Sessions, or Paris Art Sessions, where you invite someone over and you create something together and you have a discussion. And I was like, genius mom, like such a good idea. And so being a part of this residency, I think I'm going to be able to meet a lot of really interesting musicians and artists and invite them over. I'm actually having my friend Anne come over next week, and I'm going to ask her like if she wants to do a video, because I think for me, like something that is missing, I think, in the YouTube space is conversations between creatives. And another thing that I've always kind of struggled with is inviting people into my home space. Like I talked about this in the last video, that I used to think I just didn't invite people over because I had such a small apartment. But the reality is like there's something really intimate about having people over, and every time I do it, I'm so glad that I do. But I think, you know, inviting people towards me instead of just waiting for people to invite me towards them is something I really want to work on this year. Like I want to be the one that is creating and new energies and opportunities for other people as well, and not just waiting for that invitation. And yeah, so that's a big change for my channel this year. I'm going to try and put out a Paris artist session like every month. And what's really cool about it is like it's not limited to just like painters or things like that. It's like it depends on the person, what they're doing. For example, I have a friend who is a jewelry designer, and she's like, she basically takes your old jewelry and transforms it. Artists or musicians, and I think it would be cool to like have them come over. We do sort of like a jam session, and we talk about their life as an artist. My friend Anne is a really beautiful, like spiritual presence, and she's also a creative, so I'm gonna ask her as well. So yeah, that's super exciting. And I think another big thing that I'm really focusing on this year, and I also wanted to share with you as well, in case you are a creative or just a person in general putting yourself out there, is practice every day believing that you're everyone's favorite person. Expect miracles, you know? Every day, I told you guys, like in another video, I wake up and I tell myself, today I'm going to receive an amazing gift. And every day I do, whether it's like some random lady on the street who stopped me because she liked my outfit and she gave me like these balloons from her purse, or a compliment from a stranger at the supermarket when I was feeling kind of not so great that day, or, you know, an invitation somewhere. I think the beautiful thing about that practice is, even if you think it's silly and you're like, well, it's just a coincidence, you practice searching for what your gift was that day. And it's a beautiful practice, in my opinion, in gratitude. So I would definitely encourage you guys every day when you wake up and say, today I'm gonna receive a gift. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm super excited to see what it is. And that's got me super excited about the future. Another big thing that I've started implementing this new year is dancing. I used to dance so much when I had my tap shoes. Unfortunately, the floor here, I would not dare tap on this floor. But I can still dance, and so I've been putting on music and dancing and sharing that. And I think practicing believing that people actually enjoy my energy and that it's inspiring has been a really big deal for me. So that, as well as playing piano and being very mindful about my morning routine. I told you guys in my last video, I don't know if it was my last video, but like the video before, that every morning I write a poem, and the poem is full, it's like complete purpose is just to lift me up. It's not a poem, it's not like an angsty poem, it's a poem that I write to encourage myself. And wrote it in this book, and the book is almost filled. And so I've been looking through that and just thinking like, wow, like I write a poem every single day. Not all of them are great, so I won't put all of them out when I release the book, but I just think it's nice to set up structures for yourself where you advance a little bit every day. It's easy to write a poem a day, you know, but it's hard to write a whole book. But if you just write a poem a day, easy peasy lemon squeezy. So yeah, I just wanted to share some of those things with you guys, and hope that this new year is treating you guys well. I also do want to add that this week is the last week where I am offering a discount on my affirmation journals. I started this series last year where I release a journal with an original painting on the cover, and each journal has its unique affirmation. For example, I'm so lucky, vulnerability is my superpower. And I've continued that journal series into 2024. And for Christmas, like the holidays, I offer 10% off, and I'm going to continue that on into this week. So if you do want to get one, I'll link that down below. So, very exciting things, and I honestly feel like that it hasn't necessarily been easy for me. I think a lot of the questions that I get from subscribers, people watching, is how do you stay positive all the time? And it's something that you have to keep up, like hygiene, like working out. It's like, you know, I have to work on sort of my spiritual hygiene as much as anyone has to work on like being able to do 10 pull-ups, you know. It's something that I practice every single day. And I think one of the biggest ways that I do that is reminding myself that I am so protected, so loved. You are so protected, so loved. And that if there's a desire in your heart, it's there for a reason, and to remember to be grateful. I think that in the past, when things would go wrong in my life, I would just immediately spiral into these feelings of like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? For example, when I came back from Paris, I talked to you guys about how I have this crack in my ceiling. And when I like literally saw it the day before I left to go to Florida. And when I came back, the crack has it's gotten a little bit deeper. I mean, it's not like the fucking like ceiling is falling down or anything, but I think in the past I would have been like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? But to me, it's just another challenge that is being presented to me so that I can grow as a person and practice my problem solving skills, you know? I haven't taken care of it yet, but I'm going to. And I think that that's really important, is to realize that in no matter what situation, you're going to be okay, and try to cultivate like that inner peace. Like, okay, worst case scenario, the crack opens up and the ceiling falls in. It'll be fine. I'm still alive. Like there's, you know, it's like realizing that no matter what, you're going to be okay. And also realizing that it's not outside circumstances that are going to make you happy. Like, if you can find joy in the present moment, like I know for myself, I have big goals and dreams, but I also know that when those things arrive, I'm not going to be happier. I'll be excited, like, for the evolution of my life, but I need to find that happiness here and now. I need to find that happiness here and now. And that has been the biggest lesson for me, I think, over the last 10 years, is like don't attach yourself to outcomes. Attach yourself to who you are, being kind, being energetically attractive by putting the best version of yourself out there and finding ways to be grateful for the present moment. So yeah, I guess I would just want to close this video first by saying thank you for listening to my music. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here and for always making me feel like there's a space for me online. Even, you know, throughout these years, I've been doing this for almost 6 years now, and I always show up feeling like my videos will find the right people, and I feel like they really have, and you know, that's you guys. Thank you for being here, and I myself am super grateful to be a part of your journey. Like, how crazy is that? Like, how can I even wish for anything more than to be a part of strangers' lives in some way by sharing my own journey? Like, being a famous celebrity couldn't be better than that. Being a millionaire couldn't be better than that. So yeah, I just want to ask you guys in closing some food for thought. What is something that you can integrate into your life to create that spiritual hygiene, whether that is a morning routine dancing or, you know, creating a gratitude list? And if you already have one, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments, because I think that we're all sort of here on earth trying to find our purpose, trying to better ourselves and connect with other people. So yeah, tonight I am going over to my friend Anna's house. I posted in my story the other day that I wanted to find people to jam with this year. I'm putting myself out there, doing my little doing my little feelers out into the universe to find creative connections. My friend Anna wrote me and invited me over with some other girls to have a dinner, and we're gonna start doing jam sessions too. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you're excited about these Paris artist sessions. I think I need to work on that title because it was a good idea, but I just need to make sure that it rings better to the ear. If you enjoyed this video, you can subscribe for videos every Tuesday, as well as follow me on Instagram for silly dancing videos, but also just to follow my content more closely. I also have a Patreon where I do Zoom parties, podcasts, and Paris meetups. So you can find me over there. And thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye!